Will the Texas housing bubble finally burst in 2025? For years, people have predicted a crash, but prices just keep climbing. Well, the game is about to change, and what's coming next will shock you. If you're even thinking about buying or selling in Texas, you need to hear this. Hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss any of our crucial market updates. Let's get straight to it. For the past decade, Texas has been the promised land for real estate. People flocked here for jobs, a lower cost of living, and that famous Texas charm. This massive influx of people created an insatiable demand for housing. Cities like Austin, Dallas, and Houston saw home prices skyrocket. Bidding wars became the norm, with homes selling for tens, even hundreds of thousands over asking price. It was a seller's paradise. But every party has to end, and the music is starting to slow down. The biggest factor changing the Texas housing market is affordability, or rather, the lack of it. The combination of soaring home prices and higher interest rates has created a perfect storm. Many Texans, especially first-time buyers, are simply priced out of the market. The monthly mortgage payment for an average home in major Texas cities has become a heavy burden, often consuming a huge chunk of household income. This affordability crisis is a major headwind that will define the market in 2025 and 2026. The days of easy appreciation are over. So, what does this mean for home prices? Experts are not predicting a catastrophic crash like we saw in 2008. The Texas economy is still strong and diverse, which provides a solid foundation. However, we are definitely entering a period of correction and stabilization. For 2025, most economists forecast a slight cooling of the market. Price growth will likely flatten out across the state, and in some of the most overheated areas, we could see modest price declines of a few percentage points. This isn't a crash, but a much-needed cool-down. Think of it as the market taking a breather after a long, frantic sprint. Now, let's break it down by major metro areas, because Texas isn't one single market. Each city has its own unique story. Let's start with Austin. For years, Austin was the poster child for the Texas boom. Tech companies moved in, and so did a wave of high-earning professionals. Prices shot up at an unsustainable rate. Now, Austin is leading the correction. We're already seeing more homes on the market and prices softening. By 2025, Austin is expected to be a balanced market, or even slightly favor buyers. If you've been waiting to buy in Austin, your patience might finally pay off. Sellers, on the other hand, will need to be more realistic with their pricing and expectations. The days of naming any price and getting it are gone. Moving over to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, DFW's story is one of steady, robust growth, driven by corporate relocations and a diverse job market. Unlike Austin's tech-fueled frenzy, DFW's growth has been more broad-based. Because of this, the correction here is expected to be milder. Prices are unlikely to fall significantly. Instead, we'll see a return to a more normal market pace. Buyers will have more options and more time to make decisions. Sellers will still do well, but they'll need to price their homes competitively and be prepared for longer days on the market. DFW is shifting from a red-hot seller's market to a more balanced, healthy one. What about Houston? Houston's market has always been closely tied to the energy sector, which makes it more cyclical. However, the city has made great strides in diversifying its economy. Looking ahead to 2025 and 2026, Houston is poised for stability. Its housing has remained relatively more affordable compared to Austin and Dallas, which gives it a buffer against a major downturn. We expect modest price appreciation in Houston, likely tracking close to the rate of inflation. The market will feel more predictable, with fewer wild swings. For buyers, Houston represents a great opportunity to find value without the intense competition seen elsewhere. And let's not forget about San Antonio. Often overshadowed by its larger neighbors, San Antonio is a market to watch. It boasts a rich culture, a strong military presence, and a growing healthcare and tech sector. Its main advantage has always been affordability. As buyers get priced out of Austin and Dallas, many are looking to San Antonio. This sustained demand is expected to keep San Antonio's housing market stable and even see some moderate growth through 2025 and 2026. It is a market defined by steady demand and relative value, making it an attractive option for both homebuyers and investors. So, who wins and who loses in this new Texas housing landscape? For buyers, 2025 and 2026 will be the best time to buy a house in years. The frantic bidding wars will subside. You'll have more inventory to choose from, more time to conduct due diligence, and more negotiating power. You might even be able to get seller concessions, like help with closing costs. The key will be to get your finances in order and be ready to act when you find the right property. Your dream home might finally be within reach. For sellers, the golden age of easy profits is winding down. This doesn't mean you'll lose money, especially if you've owned your home for several years. But you need to adjust your strategy. Your home will need to be in top condition and priced accurately from day one. Overpricing will be a critical mistake, as your property will just sit on the market. Working with an experienced real estate agent who truly understands the local market dynamics will be more important than ever. You can still make a handsome profit, but it will require more effort and a smarter approach. What about real estate investors? The strategy of buy anything and it will go up is dead. In this new environment, cash flow is king. Investors will need to be much more selective. Look for properties in areas with strong rental demand and job growth. Focus on the numbers. Can the rent cover the mortgage, taxes, insurance, and still leave a profit? The era of speculative investing based on rapid appreciation is over. Successful investing in Texas for the next few years will be about smart, data-driven decisions and long-term holds. Several other factors will shape the market. The high cost of homeowners insurance in Texas, driven by severe weather events, is an increasing concern that adds to the overall cost of ownership. Property taxes also remain a significant expense for Texans. On the other hand, the state continues to build new homes at a rapid pace. This new construction helps to alleviate the inventory shortage and provides more options for buyers, which will also help to keep price growth in check. The interplay of these factors creates a complex but fascinating picture. So, to recap the forecast for 2025 and 2026, we're looking at a market in transition. It's not a crash, but a correction. A shift from a frenzied seller's market to a more balanced one. Affordability will be the main theme, putting pressure on prices. Austin will see the most significant cooling. Dallas-Fort Worth will experience a gentle slowdown. Houston and San Antonio will remain relatively stable and affordable. Buyers will finally get a chance to breathe, while sellers will need to be more strategic. The Texas real estate market is maturing. The wild ride is over, and we're entering a new chapter defined by stability and normalization. This is ultimately a good thing for the long-term health of the market. It creates a more sustainable environment for everyone. I hope this in-depth look at the Texas housing forecast was helpful for you. The market is always changing, and knowledge is your greatest asset. If you got value from this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. We'll keep you updated with the latest trends and data so you can make the best decisions for your future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.